All right, I don't remember what year this Gibson, I don't remember, I can't see right now if it's a GA-18 or 20T. It's an Explorer. It's from 58 through 60. I've got it all written down. That'll be in the description. This is an amp I did the actual work on quite some time ago, and it had a really bad mechanical problem in that the grill cloth was buzzing on certain notes, and I think I've got it out through a combination of a little bit of felt and some very careful retensioning of the old grill cloth with very cautious application of heat. Not a lot at once. I think I've got it. Just got to confirm. And sometimes the Strat shows the problem more. Sometimes humbuckers show the problem more. So we're going to do both, and I'll let you hear the amp. Before we get started, I want to show you one funny thing. So any fellow YouTubers or video people, watch out for this. People are always like, put something colorful in the back of your videos, you know. So I got this little LED rope thing that changes colors with a remote and all that. And it's useless because listen to what you hear through the amp. And now we have that pretty blue back there, and you hear what the amp picks up. I don't think it's LED specifically. I think it's the cheap remote control circuitry they add to it. So I think I've got to find some other color solution. It's a little less high tech that we can actually use. Let's see if this will just shut off. All right. So no pretty colors, but no awful high-pitched whine. I've got the 57 about a foot away from the speaker. Normally I close mic in here because the room can be a little reflective. But in this case, I wanted to have the mic far enough away that if the grill cloth starts to affect the sound, we'll hear it. So here's just some basic stuff. I just heard a noise, but it's actually something vibrating on my wire shelf. You know, so right there, it's got 4 knobs. It's got volumes, tone, speed, and intensity. And for certain sounds, that's all you need. It's just beautiful. But let's see if we can find that problemsome frequency. And this is the kind of stuff I do on a lot of the amps. You don't usually get to hear this in the videos because it's really boring. And sometimes I'll use a signal generator to sweep through it. But I find in general, not only is it faster for me to do it through a guitar and it sounds better, but you get more complex overtones than a sine or even a square wave will give you. So sometimes this is better. Well, I'm hearing everything resonate in the room except the grill cloth buzzing that I was getting. Let me switch to the Strat and see if the problem comes back. All right, let's see how this is. So forgive my sloppy playing. This is the first guitar I've played. I mean, this is the first playing I've done today. But so far, it's holding up pretty well. That's with the gain, the volume knob on the amp at 10 o'clock. Let's turn it up to like 2 o'clock. Trying to make it mess up, remember? Like I said, this kind of thing can tell me more than a sine or square wave, and it's more fun even if I'm just bashing out bad punk stuff. Let me double check that scratchiness with the other guitar. The joy of silent switching plugs. Neutrik makes this one. Switchcraft has a good one. If you're changing guitars a lot, I highly recommend them. All right, just a dirty pot on the Strat. I'll deal with that later. All right, so gain at 2 o'clock. Let me turn the tone down just a hair. Let's see how this handles some raunch. I think the little speaker in there, it's not little, it's a 12-inch, but it's not designed for that. So it gets a little overcompressed and mushy and distorted for some styles. But someone's going to hear that and want one hard. But I think this amp shines here with the volume about 10 o'clock, where with humbuckers, you're right on that beautiful edge. Maybe a slight bit more. That's the shit. I think this amp's probably pretty damn healthy. I'm going to invite the owner to come over and play it with his guitars and make sure it passes his test before I say it's totally healthy. But this is the kind of thing where you just have an old amp with an old cabinet and an old baffle and old grill cloth, and the mechanical things, the woodworking, the stuff like that. It's not really my forte. The stuff that happens inside the chassis, totally, willing to sell my service on and say that I have some degree of expertise. This kind of stuff, you learn as you go, and important things. Sometimes I'll bump this over to my friend Bobby, who does guitar work and woodworking. His focus is on the woodworking and the mechanics and construction. So it's good to know one's limits, but it's always good to always be learning.